Levon Cade is an ex-Royal Marine Commando, now a construction foreman. He is a dedicated man who leads his team efficiently and has strong ties with the Garcia family, who owns the construction company he works for. Joe Garcia, his boss, and Carla Garcia, Joe's wife, treat Levon like family. Levon feels a strong sense of loyalty and protectiveness towards them. The couple's teenage daughter, Jenny, also has a good rapport with Levon. The film begins with Levon navigating a typical day at the construction site. He motivates his team, deals with logistical challenges, and keeps things running smoothly. The familial harmony and light-hearted banter among the team members set a warm tone. However, trouble looms as Jenny goes missing over a weekend. Her parents, Joe and Carla, are frantic. They contact the local police who, despite taking a report, don't seem to prioritize the case. The Garcias turn to Levon for help, knowing his military background and resolve. Levon starts his investigation methodically, leveraging his skills and intelligence. His first lead takes him to the city's underbelly, where petty criminals provide vague hints about a larger trafficking ring. Determined to rescue Jenny, Levon's resolve sharpens when he discovers that Russian traffickers, part of an organization run by the Bratva, are involved. The Bratva is led by Simon Karchenko, a ruthless crime lord. Levon's military instincts kick in as he prepares for the upcoming battle. Levon's first major confrontation is with Wolo Kolesnik, a high-ranking captain in the Bratva. Inside a dimly lit, crumbling warehouse, Levon uses his combat expertise to overpower Wolo's guards and ultimately kills Wolo himself. This bold move puts Levon on Simon's radar. Simon, unrelenting and vengeful, orders his sons Danya and Vanko to take down Levon. In parallel, Jenny is moving between different captors. Viper and Artemis, part of the trafficking ring, hold her in a rundown building. In a dark scenario where they attempt to sell her to a repugnant client, Jenny manages to turn the tide temporarily by biting off the client's cheek. This act of defiance saves her from immediate harm but places her in greater danger, as the client now desires her even more. Simon's sons, Danya and Vanko, manage to capture Levon. However, Levon, drawing on his commando training, kills them both in a gritty and brutal fight. This personal loss for Simon makes the battle even more intense, setting up a direct confrontation between the two. Concerned for his own daughter's safety, Levon decides to place Mary with his old military companion, Gunny Lefferty. Gunny is a tough, reliable ally who understands Levon's predicament and agrees to keep Mary safe. Throughout the film, Levon's interactions with Mary reveal a tender side to his otherwise hardened personality. These moments provide depth to his character and emphasize his motivation for risking everything to save Jenny. Levon's next step is to infiltrate the Bratva further by posing as a dealer. His target is Dimi, Wolo's son, who oversees the trafficking operations. Through cunning and brute force, Levon gains Dimi's trust temporarily. Despite the tension and lurking danger, Levon's calculated moves bring him closer to discovering Jenny's whereabouts. As Levon sharpens his plan, the film builds on the theme of a lone warrior fighting against overwhelming odds. His mission is punctuated by intense action sequences where Levon showcases his combat skills and a relentless drive fueled by personal loss and a sense of justice. The showdown at the trafficking compound is climactic and brutal. Levon's infiltration leads him through a maze of heavily guarded zones. Here, the movie presents a stark contrast between Levon's disciplined, purposeful violence and the chaos and lawlessness of the criminal world he battles. Levon methodically takes down every thug and criminal in his path. The compound's grim, industrial setting, filled with shadows and menacing figures, heightens the tension. In a climactic encounter, Levon finally reaches Jenny. The adrenaline-fueled rescue involves intense hand-to-hand combat and gunfights. Levon dispatches the client who had tried to buy Jenny, underscoring the film's theme of retribution. Jenny, although traumatized, shows remarkable resilience and assists Levon by killing Artemis. The bond formed between captor and rescuer adds emotional depth to Jenny's harrowing experience and her transformation from a victim to a survivor. Simon, watching his empire crumble, is warned by his brother to abandon his quest for revenge against Levon. The organization, now decimated by Levon's relentless assault, is no longer willing to support Simon's vendetta. This conclusion highlights the moral that individual courage and righteous fury can shatter seemingly insurmountable evil structures. Levon ensures Jenny's safe return to her family, showcasing a moment of tender reunion filled with relief and unspoken gratitude. This act reinforces Levon's role as a protector and a hero driven not by glory but by a profound sense of duty and love for those he considers family. The film's ending shifts the focus back to Levon's more personal battle. He reunites with Mary and Gunny, symbolizing a return to a semblance of normalcy and peace. Yet, the scars of his mission suggest a lingering conflict within Levon, one where his violent past and his role as a father intersect. The final scenes, featuring Levon and Mary, encapsulate a fragile hope for healing and rebuilding after the storm of violence. The character of Levon Cade is depicted with layers that portray both his warrior spirit and his vulnerabilities. His interactions with Joe and Carla, his fierce protectiveness over Jenny, and his tender moments with Mary bring a sense of relatability and depth. Levon's actions consistently reflect a man driven by loyalty and a relentless pursuit of justice, despite the moral ambiguities and personal costs involved. Jenny's character arc is significant as she transitions from being a helpless victim to an active participant in her rescue. Her resilience adds to the film's message about strength and survival against overwhelming odds. The depiction of her captivity and her eventual role in killing Artemis showcases the trauma and transformation that define her journey. Simon Kharchenko stands as a formidable antagonist, embodying the ruthless and expansive reach of organized crime. His cold and calculated demeanor contrasts sharply with Levon's raw and direct approach. The intricate dynamics within the Bratva, especially through characters like Wolo, Demi, and Simon's sons, add layers of complexity to the criminal world Levon battles. Levon's interaction with Gunny Lefferty also provides insights into the long-lasting impacts of military life. Gunny's willingness to help, despite understanding the gravity of Levon's situation, speaks to the unbreakable bonds forged in combat. This camaraderie is a subtle yet powerful element in the narrative, reminding viewers of the solidarity among soldiers long after their formal service ends. The film's setting plays a crucial role in enhancing its narrative. The stark, gritty urban landscapes, the shadowy interiors of illicit operations, and the vibrant yet tense scenes at the construction site all contribute to an atmosphere of unease and urgency. The contrast between Levon's day-to-day world and the criminal underworld he infiltrates underscores the film's exploration of dual lives and hidden battles. Symbolically, Levon's journey can be viewed as a path of redemption and reckoning. Each battle and each life he takes carry the weight of his past actions and his desire to protect the innocent, especially his daughter Mary. The recurring motif of Levon returning to Mary and Gunny foreshadows his struggle to reconcile his violent past with his role as a father and a protector. The film's themes are multifaceted, touching upon loyalty, justice, revenge, and the personal toll of violence. Levon's unwavering focus on rescuing Jenny, despite the dangers, highlights the heroism rooted in personal sacrifice. The narrative structure, oscillating between high-octane action and emotional interludes, ensures that the audience remains invested in both the physical and emotional journeys of the characters. Comparing A Working Man to similar works in the action thriller genre, the film stands out for its focus on personal connections and the moral ambiguities faced by its protagonist. Unlike typical action heroes who often remain detached, Levon's character is enmeshed in a web of familial loyalty and personal loss. This depth aligns the film more closely with character-driven action dramas rather than pure action flicks where the plot often overshadows character development. The ending, where Level brings Jenny home and reunites with Mary, serves as a powerful resolution that ties together the themes of sacrifice and redemption. However, it also leaves room for contemplation about Levon's future and the scars that his past actions will leave. The subtle hints towards ongoing battles and the fragile peace he achieves suggest that Levon's story, while momentarily concluded, is far from over. In a broader thematic exploration, the film delves into the impact of violence on personal identity and relationships. Levon's role as a protector is juxtaposed with the violence he must enact to fulfill this role, creating a paradox that he must navigate. This internal conflict is a central element of the narrative, offering a nuanced portrayal of a man caught between his past and his desire to create a safer future for Mary. Critically, the film's portrayal of organized crime through the Bratva and characters like Simon Karchenko is both chilling and intricate. The depiction of the Bratva's operations, their internal hierarchies, and the brutal efficiency of their criminal activities add layers of realism to the narrative. This realism is further enhanced by the performances of the cast, especially Jason Statham as Levon, who brings a mix of gravitas and intensity to the role. Overall, A Working Man succeeds in blending action with a deep, character-driven story. Its exploration of themes such as loyalty, justice, and personal redemption, coupled with its intense action sequences, makes it a compelling narrative that resonates on both emotional and visceral levels. The film not only delivers on its promise of thrilling action but also offers a thoughtful reflection on the complexities of heroism and the personal costs of violence.